Forgotten Truths, Health. Before God created humanity, He created all that we would need to maintain healthy lives, including the laws necessary to facilitate these healthful outcomes. Following sin and the effects of the flood, some of these provisions took on new applications and are pivotal for our survival. Every disease, physical or mental, can be attributed to a failure in following one of these health laws. Today, we will investigate the healthful practices necessary to maintain and restore health to which the Bible points us. On day 2 of creation, God made the firmament, what we know as the sky. Within the firmament, our atmosphere, God made the gases needed to sustain life and provided them in the accurate proportion. Breathing air containing oxygen at the proper proportions is vital for our survival, and it is said that humanity can survive only a mere 3 minutes without this air. However, breathing pure air, unpolluted by toxins from dust particles, traffic fumes, and other pollutants, has healing properties. Pure air, properly filtered by trees and breathed freely, provides the means by which our bodies can expel toxins and maintain or restore health. Sleeping with the windows open in an environment with pure air has been demonstrated to result in the most restorative rest. God created the sun on day 4 of creation, along with the moon and the stars. The first purpose of these is for keeping track of time. The sun provides light to the earth in the daytime, and the moon and stars at night. Our body's clocks follow the rhythm of the sun and moon, gaining its best, most restorative rest when the moon is up, and doing the best work early in the morning when the sun comes up. The light the sun provides to the earth is vital for our existence and health. The sun is the primary source of energy by which plants produce food through photosynthesis. Exposure to the proper levels of sunlight is also the means by which our bodies produce vitamin D, an important nutrient for the immune system. Sunlight has also been demonstrated to have antiseptic properties. The UV rays from the sun help to keep our environment and bodies safe from pathogens. Abstemiousness is defined as the moderate use of something, especially food and drink. Throughout Scripture, we see this principle being repeated. The wise man King Solomon learned from experience the pains of not practicing this principle in every aspect of his life. Ecclesiastes 2:10 and 11. Today, we will focus on eating. Through Scripture, the Lord teaches us not to eat in excess or between meals. As the saying goes, we should eat to live, not live to eat. Ideally, we should have 2 to 3 meals per day with no food between. The heaviest meal should be early in the day to get us started well, breakfast. In the middle of the day, we have another proper meal to propel us to the end of the day, dinner. For some, this is lunch. If necessary, there may be a third, substantially lighter meal, at least 5 hours before bedtime, to ensure best sleep, supper. However, modern Western culture of plenty has flipped this pattern and even invented new additional meal times, brunch, snack, dinner. All our energies constantly occupied digesting food, even as we sleep, leaves our brains listless and foggy, limiting our ability to make clear decisions. In this spiritual war that we find ourselves in, it is our duty to maintain clear minds, because the mind is our primary battlefield. All spiritual wars are won or lost in our minds, because all our actions begin with our thoughts. On the seventh day of creation week, God set aside a whole day for rest. This day He designed for humanity to spend undistracted by daily toil in the presence of our Maker. Exodus 20:8-11. Following sin, the need for rest took on additional facets. In addition to the weekly rest, our bodies follow a daily cycle of work and rest. Our bodies were not designed for perpetual labor, and without the restraint of obedience to God, human beings have worked themselves and others to death. We typically think of rest simply as sleep, but this is only one aspect of rest, vital for the body to make repairs after the bombardment of the day. Rest also includes what we know as recreation, not to be confused with amusement or entertainment. Recreation, as the word implies, makes you over, renews you. This we experience by spending time in nature, communing with our Creator. This may include light activity, but for its full purpose to be achieved requires separation from the daily hustle and bustle. When God created our world, He made a means of activity for us. Our bodies were designed for movement. Lack of movement results in atrophy and an inability to use muscle groups. Adam and Eve had plenty of work to do that would keep each muscle group active, caring for the plants and animals. The best exercise we can have is working in nature, such as gardening. Here, we get the full benefit of pure air and the bending and stretching necessary to work with plants of all sizes, utilizing all the muscle groups. The next best form of exercise is walking. A brisk walk in the crisp, pure morning air is invigorating to the body and keeps us agile. The sweat produced from exercise is also beneficial in removing toxins and impurities from our bodies. We discussed in a previous study God's ideal diet for humanity. A proper diet is balanced with the right proportion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and all the necessary vitamins and minerals included. In a plant-based diet, this can be easily achieved by pairing compatible foods, such as rice and beans, with a fresh vegetable salad. In every geographic location, there is a variety of native foods that, when properly combined, will form a balanced diet. The advent of efficient transportation has also made an even wider variety of fresh foods available from foreign lands. Some dietitians promote filling your plate with all the colors of the rainbow to ensure that you receive all the necessary nutrients. A little research into healthy food combinations is a major step toward health maintenance and restoration. When God formed our earth, it began as water. God separated the water into two parts. Then He called dry land from the portion under the firmament. Genesis 1:1-13. God then made plants and planted a garden. Before there was a man to care for it, a mist came up from the ground to water the plants. In addition to sunlight, plants require water to carry out all its food-producing processes as well. Matthew 5:45. In support of Scripture, it is known that more than 2/3 of the earth is water. The human body is also majority water. It is said that human beings can survive a mere 3 days without water. This is because water is necessary for sustaining all the chemical processes in the body. Water is the most versatile compound on earth, with uses at a wide range of temperatures, whether as a vapor, liquid, or ice. In addition to hydrating the body, water is also necessary for cleaning, the removal of harmful substances from inside and outside the body. A proper understanding of the many uses of water is essential for every human being. The number one source of health is trusting in divine power. We were created by God in His image. He breathed His life-giving breath into us, and by the power of His word, He sustains us from day to day. Genesis 1:26-28. He knows the needs of the body He created and has given us the 7 principles we've just reviewed. Trust in His word. He honors it above His name. Psalm 138:2. Cast your cares on the Lord. Hope in His promises. Be thankful for His many blessings. 1 Peter 5:7, Philippians 4:6. And keep a cheerful song in your heart, because a merry heart is like medicine. Ephesians 5:19 and 20. Be patient. Trust in divine wisdom. Trust in divine care. Trust in the divine word. Proverbs 3:13. Follow the laws for sustaining life God has given us, and be in good health. 3 John verse 2. Next time, we'll review what Scripture has to say about the all-important topic of faith.